Today we talk about the main event of 219 UFC, Holm versus Chris Cyborg.
For the win! He did it!
All right, what's up, guys?
What's up, Brad? Let's
Tyler's
talk about
here
women beating piss out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about this. Go ahead and bring that picture up for me. So this is interesting, and I'll tell you why. So my wife, she has never really gotten into UFC, which is crazy because I figured she would due to the fact that she did definitely get into WWE when we were watching it.
Yeah, that was
So
fun.
I figured she would want to get into this. She hasn't. However, this is the biggest fight in women's MMA history so far. And I'll tell you what, finally, Beth is like, I think I want to go watch this pay-per-view. She's like, I want to go watch this. And for good reason. Chris Cyborg versus Holm. I am super duper excited about this. Can anyone tell me why?
Because it's the first time a man's ever fought a woman?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. She's a woman.
True. Also, Chris Cyborg might be pregnant.
Why?
Okay.
You look at her abs?
That's not abs. That's flabs.
No.
That's Photoshop.
You're out of your mind.
No, you're
out
of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
Do you think Chris Cyborg is attractive?
No, I didn't say that.
It was a question. Do you think Holm is attractive?
When it comes to women's MMA?
When it comes to women, period.
She can be, I guess.
Do you find her attractive?
I don't know. It depends on the video I watch, I guess.
Do you find any women MMAers attractive?
I used to think Ronda Rousey was. But
I've always thought Ronda Rousey was on the same level of attractiveness as, what's her name? The female comedian that talks about her vagina all the time.
Amy Schumer?
Yeah, Amy Schumer.
Oh. Well, the only thing with Ronda Rousey, I think it was because of how dominant she was. She was just beating everybody.
Oh, you're into dominance.
I guess.
You're like a submissive personality?
I don't know, man. I didn't think so.
That makes sense. I get that vibe from you.
Anyways, forget this. I don't need to hear that, alright? Anyways, we're talking about Chris Cyborg versus Holm right now.
Can I make my prediction and then you give me why I'm wrong? And then I'll make the same prediction?
Alright, well here, how about this? I want you guys to make your prediction, but seriously have an open mind and then see if you've changed your mind, which I'm not going to say that you are. You probably aren't, but
I'm going to say Chris Cyborg because she lands way more significant strikes per minute. She has a 90% knockout rate, nearly. And I've watched her fight on several occasions, and I have not seen anyone even come close to even competing with her.
Okay, absolutely. I
will also pick Chris Cyborg, just because I really think she used to be a man.
She did not.
I don't have any. I don't know shit about UFC, so my analysis doesn't mean anything to anyone.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Holm, while I do not find her attractive, is infinitely more attractive than Chris Cyborg, and that's what I base this on.
Oh, boy.
Chris Cyborg, get fucked. You look like someone that had plastic surgery to try to look like the Ken doll or something.
And I'll tell you what, if you've never listened to this before, Ray even bases his picks by the looks of the guys.
Oh yeah, I'm in no way being sexist. This. If you'll listen to the one we put out yesterday, it is also based on attractiveness.
Yes, it is. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of let me talk to you guys about how I feel about this one. This is another one, much like the co-main event, where surprisingly enough, I go back and forth on who I think would win this.
Why?
No doubt in my mind.
I know it, and I understand. But that's because you guys don't really know Holm at all. And that's okay. And even after you do learn about Holm, you may still not think that she has a chance in Hades. And I understand that as well. Because, much like Khabib, Chris Cyborg has been so stinking dominant in every fight she's ever been in. And now that she's training with the training partner she has now, her striking, it used to be she was just mayhem and violence. But as she progresses in mixed martial arts, she is also very, very technical now. And every time you see her in the octagon, she's more technical. Her strikes are better. Her kicks are better. Her endurance is better. And it doesn't matter. I've seen her just walk through bombs. She just walks right through hard punches, you know? Mm-hmm. And she's so freaking dominant. But let's talk about why Holly Holm is probably the best matchup for her out of all of women's MMA. Number one,
yes,
Chris Cyborg in every aspect is the most feared woman in women's MMA, and in probably a lot of cases MMA as
now.
As
why
a
is
whole.
that though? Why is that? Because
she's so dominant. Her strikes are crazy fast. Her strikes are crazy hard. She is great with jiu-jitsu, so it doesn't matter. All aspects of the game, she's always improving, and she's always like high level. And so when it comes to her all-around game, good to go. Good to go. I think she's a world beater, honestly. I do. But here's why I think Holly Holm is such a good matchup for her. Number one, out of all women's MMA, she may be the only woman on the roster that can match Chris Cyborg for muscle mass. She can match Chris Cyborg's muscle mass.
No. I don't agree.
She can.
Chris Cyborg just looks much more muscular.
Up in the shoulders.
Right.
It's no contest.
But the thing is once you guys see them on fight night and you see what Holly Holm can bring to the table, she can match her in muscle mass. It may not look like it in that picture, but she definitely can.
It's like a sandwich.
Huh? What?
No, don't keep talking.
No, what were you saying?
I said, is it a sandwich?
I don't know what that means.
Bring it to the table. Because they're women.
Oh my
I respect women. Listen, that's my favorite activity is respecting women. I just don't know anything about UFC, so I get bored doing these podcasts.
I understand.
So anyway.
But that's how I feel about all the other ones.
What's your favorite sandwich? Come on to our podcast and talk about your favorite sandwich, please.
Okay, so anyway, she can match her in muscle mass. Holly Holm not only has won UFC gold, but she's also won multiple professional boxing belts.
Okay.
Now, what that says is that she's going to have more angles and she's going to have crazier strikings. Plus, she's southpaw that Chris Cyborg may or may not have ever experienced or encountered before. One thing that Holly Holm definitely does is from round one, you'll see her do it because this is how she does every MMA fight. She programs her opponent. So what does that mean? What that means is, so let's say Bitchify, the second person that she knocked out with the Ronda Rousey head kick. Okay? What happens is you can watch that fight and you can see from round one, Holly Holm starts programming Betch. Okay? Kicking her in the legs. Wham! She'll come out, throw some jabs, kick her in the legs. She'll kick her in the legs until the fighter will then start with the sweep to block the low leg kick. Once she gets her to where she's blocking that low leg kick, now she's kicking to the body. So now she's kicking to the body the opposite side. So she'll switch it up. It may take 1 round. It may take 2 rounds. It may take till, this is a 5-round fight, it may take till the 5th round. But once she gets them programmed to where, okay, now they're sweeping that leg kick and they're lowering their arms for that side kick, they begin, especially Bitchify, you can watch her sweep, block, and gain confidence to the point where one time in the fight, she was like, what's up? What's up? Everything you got, I'm blocking, sucker. She's programming them to do this, and then here it comes. Wow! A beautiful, perfectly timed head kick that knocks him to the ground, and then like any kind of predator you've ever seen on him, pop, 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 pop. just punches to the face until they're toast. So that's the thing. So what does she bring? She brings muscle mass. What does she bring? She brings perfect strategy that she tailors to each and every fighter that she's ever fought. She programs them. She has boxer angles that Chris Cyborg doesn't see in the octagon and doesn't expect in the octagon. And she's already been champion once before. And at a lower weight class. And who did she win champion from? Who did she win the belt from? She won it from Ronda Rousey. At that time, the most dominant female fighter to ever grace the octagon.
Yep.
She's beaten the world beaters before. And I think that she can do it again. I think she has all the technique. She is not intimidated by Chris Cyborg at all. There's no intimidation factor. There is no fear in her. She has all the technique. She can have all the strength in this. And she can pull out a head kick at any time. It doesn't matter who you are. She can impose her will on that person. She can program that person. And she can get some hits in there. Now, let's look at their coaches. Both of their coaches have this crazy ability to prepare game plans specifically for whatever person they're fighting. And they both have this pride and the love of a challenge to beat an unbeatable person, especially Holly Holmes. They're like, I'm so excited for her to fight Chris Cyborg because I want to see us beat her. They're nothing. They're eating, breathing, sleeping. What do we do in order to program Cyborg? What do we do in order to beat Cyborg, the unbeatable boogie woman? What do we do to beat her? And they're up for the challenge. Like, they're not scared. They're excited. And not only that, Holly Holm has this goal where she's won multiple belts in boxing. And she's won one belt in MMA. And she wants to be the first woman to win multiple belts in 2 different sports. And I think she could do it. If anyone could beat Chris Cyborg, I think Holly Holm could beat Chris Cyborg.
Who is Chris Cyborg's lost to?
I actually don't know.
What is a no contest?
A no contest is like she loses because maybe she didn't understand the rules or something and she did something illegal. So then it's like
so she has a one no contest on her record?
Yeah.
What was that?
I have no idea.
No idea?
Nope. I don't know anything about Chris Cyborg much from Invicta, which is where she came from, which is where that Tony Evinger came from, and just got destroyed. That was the last fight that we saw Chris Cyborg in.
Oh, okay.
Now, Chris Cyborg, I don't need to really give any kind of a defense for her for why she could win.
I mean,
She's
he's
strong,
an animal. You're right.
She's powerful. She's an animal. Her striking every single time she comes in, she's so dominant, so strong, so technical that she is a world beater. But I'll tell you what, Holly Holm has been able to beat the unbeatable before, and she could do it again, which is why. She could. Is
Chris Cyborg really good defensively? Because it says 94% of takedowns defended while grappling. Is that good?
I mean, that's okay. She's a black belt, I do believe, in jiu-jitsu.
Well, Holly Holm is 78, so I just don't know how good that is.
And then, Holly Holm absorbs more hits than Cyborg does, so that tells me she's probably better than that defensively. And, I mean, she lands nearly 8 punches per minute to Holmes' 3.
Yeah.
On significant. I just don't see how it's... it says her nickname's the Preacher's Daughter, so she better pray because Cyborg's going to...
Honestly, can we... Holly Holm, the Preacher's Daughter, she's a country music singer. She's not a UFC fighter.
She's a bad A, dude. She's definitely bad to the bone.
Oh, I don't doubt that, but Cyborg... She's going to kill her.
The thing
Holly Holm, please come on this podcast and sing us a country song.
The thing about Holly Holm is I think that this is going to be super interesting to watch. I can't pick who I think is going to win because it changes every hour. Because I can really see... Now, if I think logically, if I look at the rankings, if I look at the stats, if I look at everything on paper, Cyborg is a clear favorite. And if you're going to bet money on Cyborg. But me, not that I want Chris Cyborg to lose, but I want to see like history happen. Like I want to see the unbeatable person be beat. I do want to see that. And so I think that when it comes to women's MMA, Holly Holm has the most chance. If Chris Cyborg, whoever wins, greatest of all time in women's MMA.
Really?
That's what I think.
Who are you picking? You have to make a pick right now. Who are you picking?
I gotta go underdog. I gotta go Holly Holm.
All right. Well, I'm going Chris Cyborg.
Huh? Yes, I know.
Holly Holm, come on this podcast when she lose,
That's
please.
crazy that you're picking Cyborg. She's the less attractive one.
I know, but I feel like if I didn't pick her, she would just come on this podcast and whip my ass. So.
What makes you think Holly Holm wouldn't?
I mean, look at her.
What about her?
I'm not as scared of her as I am of Cyborg.
Well, that's because you don't know her.
That's true. She's probably a nice woman, but
I'm
going
Chris
Cyborg.
Cyborg's pretty. Christina is actually a pretty nice person. Her English is a little rough, but I mean she's not American.
She's a robot, clearly.
No, if she was a robot, her English would probably be pretty tops.
She hangs around with Beast Boy and Robin. And
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's enough. That's it. Fuck you, LeBron, pussy bitch.